Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. My name is Megan. I have another quick full body reformer workout for you today. No equipment, just you and your reformer. We're gonna start with single leg work. So we don't wanna go too heavy. I have 2 heavy springs, so 2 reds and 1 medium spring. So 2 reds, 1 blue. If that works for you, follow me. If that's too heavy, go lighter, whatever works for you. But like I said, not too heavy because we're gonna be single leg. We're gonna slowly roll onto our carriage. We're gonna put both feet onto the foot bar, hands by our side. And let's actually start with our right ball of the foot onto the foot bar, and our left foot's just gonna come to tabletop. Make sure we're about hip distance apart. You want your everything right underneath our hip. We don't want to be too far close together with our legs. We're gonna take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, press to the ball of that foot, extending and pushing the carriage all the way out. And inhale in. Exhale out. And inhale in. Try to keep that heel up. So right heel up, find that high heel, keeping it lifted the entire time. Stay center on our foot. So you're pressing through the middle of our ball of the foot. You don't want to roll in on the big toe and you don't want to roll out on the pinky. Stay center. So a lot to think about. We're just not moving through the motions. Also, let's find our transverse abdominis, engaging that deep core muscle on that exhale. Inhale in. It's like saran wrap around our waist on that exhale. And then releasing as we come in. Good, let's go out for 4 more. 4. We're gonna add on to this. 3, 2. Same thing, we're just gonna bicycle that left leg over the foot bar and then back to tabletop. Lots of energy through that moving leg. Point that toe, make it look pretty. Bring it back to tabletop and really pointing that toe towards that wall in front of you. Just like that. Stabilizing in the hips, we're not rocking back and forth. Let's go for 3, 2, last one. Keep that leg at tabletop. We're gonna come in halfway and we're gonna press out. Halfway, press out. Still keeping that right heel high if you can. Let's go for 3, 2, and last one. We're not done yet, you guys. Come in halfway, right before that stopper, and little inch pulses in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Press all the way out. Stay out there. You're just gonna drop that right heel and lift. So we're getting the nice back of the leg stretch, getting that calf raises in, pushing that heel towards that wall in front of you and coming high on that heel. Good, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Bend that knee and come on in. Whew, my leg is already warm. We're still gonna work through that right leg. We're just gonna put our heel on the bar now. So if your headrest was up, let's go ahead and put it down because we are gonna get into some bridge work here. So heel on that bar, left foot up again, but we wanna have that left foot flexed now, not the pointy toes. Flex the foot, hands by your side. Deep inhale here. And same thing, press to that heel, exhale, find that saran wrap around our stomachs, find that girdle, inhale in. Press to the ball of the heel, get full extension. Really try to control that carriage coming in. Really resist it. Feel this in the glutes and where the hamstring connects. That's where we wanna be. We're gonna add on to this just like we did with ball of the foot. So just go through the motions. Make sure you're hitting every point I was talking about. Let's go for 3. Inhale, exhale. Drawing that stomach in toward your spine. 2, and last one. Stay out there. You're just gonna reach that left foot up towards the ceiling, and then you bend your right knee, come in. You're just gonna lower with the left leg, tapping the foot bar and back up. So we're just lowering and lifting through that left leg, still pressing out through that right heel. Same thing, nice and slow. We're not moving in our pelvis too much. Really stabilize through there. Breathe through it for 4, 3, 2, last one. You can bring that left leg to tabletop again. Same thing. You're gonna come in halfway and press out. Halfway in and full extension out. For 4, 3, 2, last one, press out. Come in halfway again and just little inch pulses in and out. Really press into the ball of the foot here, guys. For 4, 3, 2, last one, press all the way out and come on in. Stay in that position. Left heel is still on the foot bar. Sorry, right heel still on the foot bar. Our left leg's at tabletop. Make sure your headrest is here. We're gonna do bridge work. So to start our bridge work, we're gonna take an inhale. As we inhale, we're gonna tuck the pelvis, bringing those hip bones up towards our belly button. And then we're gonna exhale as we press through that hill, all the way up. Just press through that hill. That's what's lifting our hips up towards the ceiling. That is all. And then inhale on the top, and then exhale, slowly rolling down one vertebrae at a time, like a pearl necklace going onto a table. Good, so that is our motion. So inhale, tuck the pelvis. Exhale, press through that hill to lift you. Just pressing through that hill, squeezing that glute, lifting those hips high, but relaxing the chest. Make sure our chest doesn't overextend. Inhale and exhale, slowly rolling down, filling that glute and hamstring fire up. Inhale, tuck the pelvis, press through that hill as you exhale, lifting up, squeezing that glute, lifting as high as you can, reaching those knees in front of you. Inhale in, exhale as you slowly roll down, pressing through that hill. Good. 2 more. Inhale, tuck the pelvis, exhale, all the way up. Squeeze that glute. Inhale, exhale, rolling down. Good. Last one. We're gonna stay in that bridge. So inhale, tuck the pelvis. Exhale, press through those hips, that hill to bring you up. Stay lifted here. From here, you're gonna press through that hill, extending that carriage out. And as you extend out, you're gonna lower and hover over your carriage. You're not resting, you're still hovering. And you're gonna bend that knee, and as you bring it in, you're gonna press through that hill to lift your hips up again. So when you press out with that carriage, you slowly start to lower the body just to hover over that carriage. And as you come on in, you lift up through those hips and all the way up to the ceiling. So press through that hill, lowering and hovering. The challenging part is to stay in that hover. Our body never rests on that carriage. Pressing out and hovering, full extension with that knee. Coming on in, almost done. 2 more of these as we lift our body back up, hips up. Pressing out, hover. Come on in, lifting up. Last one, hover, pressing out. And as you come on in, I want you to stay lifted, almost there. Point that left toe up to the ceiling and pulse it through that hill. Pulse up, press through that hill to bring your hips up, not through your arms. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both heels down and slowly roll on down. Whoa, definitely felt that. Let's take a quick stretch. Put that right leg over your left into a 4 stretch. Pull back onto that left leg towards you and really open up that muscle, the glute muscle that we just worked. Should feel really nice here. And then both feet back. So we're gonna go right back into that on the other side. So we're gonna start with the ball of the foot onto the foot bar, right foot at tabletop. Inhale in, exhale, press out. Good. Keep that left heel lifted through this whole series here. Slow and controlled. Make sure you get full extension with that left knee. Keeping that right leg at tabletop, pointing the toe. Find that girdle on that exhale. Inhale, release. Just like that. Good. We're gonna add on to this in 3, 2, and 1. So let's bicycle that right leg over the foot bar and then back to tabletop. Still bending and pressing through that left leg, keeping that heel high still. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come in halfway and press out. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one here. You're gonna come in halfway again and just little inch pulses in and out, pressing through that ball of the foot, keeping it the heel still lifted. For 4, 3, 2, and last one, press all the way out and come all the way in. Whew. These burn up so fast. I definitely feel these really quickly. Good. Just moving to the our heel now. Left leg is at table, right leg still at tabletop. Now flex that foot, flexing both feet like you're up, pushing up against a wall. Inhale here. Exhale as you press through that heel, getting full extension with that leg. Same thing, in and out. Inhale, release. Exhale, find that girdle around our waist. Inhale, release. Really resist that carriage coming in too. Squeezing that glute as we come in, resisting that carriage. We're gonna add on to this in 3, 2, last one, stay extended, right leg comes to the ceiling, and same thing, you're just gonna bend that left leg and extend, bringing that right leg down to the foot bar. Stabilizing the hips, we're not wiggling and wobbling through that hip, the hips or pelvis. We're just staying nice and controlled. For 3, 2, and 1. Stay out there. Your right leg can come back to tabletop. You're gonna come in halfway and out. Halfway and out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one here. Come in halfway and just little inch pulses in and out. Press through that heel for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way out and all the way in. Whew. Okay, reposition yourself. We're almost done with some leg work here, guys. We're just gonna finish with those bridges. So back to tabletop with the right leg, left heel onto the foot bar. If your head rests, make sure our headrest is down. If you lifted it from here, we're gonna tuck the pelvis, inhale, and then exhale, press through that heel to lift those hips up towards the ceiling, relaxing the chest. Inhale on top. Exhale as you roll down one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, tuck the pelvis, flatten that low back. Exhale as you squeeze the glute. Press through that left heel all the way up. Lift those hips up as high as you can. Inhale on top. And then exhale, slowly roll on down. Good. 2 more here. Inhale, tuck the pelvis. Exhale, press through that heel, lifting up the hips. Inhale on top. And then exhale, coming down. Good. 1 more here. Inhale, tuck the pelvis. Exhale, press through the heel, lifting the hips up. Stay lifted. So we're going to go back into pushing the carriage out. And as we press the carriage out, we hover over the carriage. We stay hovering. We do not let our body rest. And as we bring that carriage back in, we push our hips back up to the ceiling. Press out and hover. And back up. So your glute should definitely be doing a lot of the work here. Pressing out and hover. And as you bend that knee, think about pulling those knees up towards the ceiling, lifting up through that left glute. We have 2 more hovers. Out. Bend your knees, bring back up to that bridge. Last one, press out and hover. Bend your knee, coming back up into that bridge. Right leg comes up towards the ceiling here, and you're pressing through that left heel. Pulse it up. Pulse. Just pulsing up through that left heel. That's how it's working here. Try to tap that right toe to that ceiling for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both feet down, and slowly roll on down. Whew. Let's make a 4 stretch. Put your left leg over your right, come into a 4 stretch, bringing your right knee in closer to your chest. Really open up those muscles we just used in our legs, our glutes. Feels so good. And then let's slowly come on out of this. We're just gonna do a quick spring change. So I'm coming on up, and I'm just gonna release 1 heavy spring. So I'm gonna take off 1 red spring. So I still have 1 red and 1 blue. So 1 heavy and 1 medium is still on. We're gonna come back onto our backs, get into some ab work. When you're there, go ahead and reach for your straps behind you. We are going to grab short straps in hand. Make sure you have enough room from your shoulder blocks to come into some flexion. Good. When we're there, let's bring both legs to tabletop. So as we bring our legs to tabletop, we always go into that posterior tilt. We bring our hip bones up towards our belly button, and our low back meets the carriage. So these go into our core muscles, not our back, our low back. From here, we're gonna add on to these. So we're just gonna press our arms all the way down towards our hips and all the way back up. So getting into those lats, our big back muscles, filling the range of motion that we have here. And we will add on to these, I promise. So if this is too heavy for you, a light in a blue and a red, you can take that blue spring off. If this feels good for you, stay here. I wouldn't go heavier than this, but if you want to, you can. Squeezing those legs together. Let's go for 3. We'll add on. 2. Now this one, we're just gonna bring our head, neck, and shoulders, come into an ab crunch. We're just looking at our belly button, and then everything comes back down. So we're just adding now our ab crunch, coming into that flexion. Feel it in the core muscles, and slowly rolling down. For 3, 2, adding on to this again. So now when we come up, we're going to extend both legs over the foot bar, and everything bends and comes on in. So now we're coming into flexion and leg extension. Good. And if you want to make these a little bit more challenging, as you extend your legs, extend 1 leg over the foot bar and 1 leg under, and then back down. And just switching legs, that goes over and under. So 1 leg comes over the foot bar and 1 leg comes under. We're still looking at our belly button as we come on in. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Now last one, you guys, stay extended, stay in flexion. Now the legs are just gonna tick-tock. I'm just gonna hit the foot bar with top leg and bottom leg. Tick-tocking up and down. Feel this in the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend both legs and come on in. Whew. See, those got a little bit, we warmed up through those abs real quick, okay? From here, arms gonna come out to a T, legs back to tabletop, and print that spine, head stays down, and just flap your wings. So slight bend in the elbows, elbows reach all the way down towards our waist, and then back up. So you wanna make sure your arms stay in your peripheral vision the entire time. You don't wanna go too far up. And keep a slight bend in that elbow the entire time. Good. So we're just kind of flapping our wings down and up. So we're gonna add on to this one too. Squeeze those legs together for 2 and 1. So same thing. So now we're just gonna add the head, neck, and shoulders, come into flexion, looking at our belly button and coming on up. Still squeezing those thighs together. Good. Let's go for 3, 2, and 1. Now adding our leg extension, adding both legs over the foot bar and bringing it back. You want a challenge. Now add both legs under the foot bar, bend your knees and come back. So we're extending those legs. One time it's over the foot bar and the other time is under the foot bar. Good. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, last one. If you're under the foot bar, bring your legs over the foot bar. Stay extended, stay up, and you're just gonna lower and lift both legs. So both legs straight up and down. See if you can bring them all to the foot bar to touch and back up. Using those abs, feel those low abs for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend both legs and come on in. Whew, almost done here, almost done with abs. We'll give them a break after this. Let's bring our arms into little T-Rex arms here. So legs back to tabletop and print that spine. Our arms come up and bent right by our side, but our elbows are hovering. Our arms are not resting. We're just gonna bend and press. You're just bending through that elbow joint. Arms stay exactly where they're at. They do not move. Just bend the elbow and extend. Pressing through, fill those triceps, fire up. Keep those arms hovering over the carriage. We'll add on to these 2 and 3, 2. For this one, we're gonna bring our head, neck, and shoulders up, but we're gonna stay in flexion the entire time. Just bend those elbows and extend. Looking at your belly button. This gets too heavy for your neck, you can put your head down, but if you really wanna challenge yourself, keep your head over your shoulders for 3, 2, adding on as we extend our arms, we extend our legs, we open up, close, bend our knees and bend our elbows. So combination here, extend everything, open and close the legs, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Extend, open, close, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Let's go for 4. It's a quick open and close with the legs. 3, 2, and last one, open, close, bend your knees, and everything comes down. So good, you guys. Hang those straps up. Slowly come up off our reformer. We're gonna stay on the spring. So I have one heavy, one light, stay there. We're just gonna flip around and face the back now. I'm gonna grab my long straps and I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. My legs are gonna come through my shoulder blocks onto my headrest. Long straps in hand. You want about a hand distance behind you and the end of the carriage here, okay? We're just gonna go into some chest openers. So it's a little heavy here, that's why I have my long straps. And I'm just gonna pull back, opening up that chest, bringing my shoulder blades closer in towards each other, and then releasing, my shoulder blades come further away. Exhale, pull, open up that chest, inhale, release. So opening up that chest, pulling those shoulders back. This is what fixes our posture, opens up the chest. It should feel really nice, especially if we're like sitting in front of a computer all day, driving. That's what will ruin our posture. So it's really important to do the exact opposite of rounding the shoulders, is pulling them back. Let's go for 3. Exhale, pull. 2. And 1. Good. From here, stay there. We're just gonna cross our straps in front of us. So making that X, grabbing onto the D ring. So those rings up here, I'm gonna place my 2 fingers in between in them. It's called the D rings. I'm gonna come up, sitting up nice and tall. We're gonna go into rowing. So I'm gonna pull my arms, elbows go wide, my thumbs come about nipple level here, and then I'm going to extend, full extension with my arms. So I'm sitting tall on my sit bones. My arms are gonna stay up at shoulder level. Do not drop your arms here. And release. Elbows go wide, and then fully extend. So if this is heavy for you, maybe drop that blue spring. If this feels good, stay there. The challenging part here is staying up at shoulder level, so you'll feel those shoulders start to fire up, but we're still working into our big back muscles here. Sitting nice and tall, do not slouch over. Make sure our head's over our shoulders and our shoulders are over our hips. We're gonna add on to this in 3, 2, and 1. And now we're just gonna go right into rotation. So I'm gonna rotate through my right side. My eye gaze is gonna follow my elbow. I rotate through that waistline and back to starting position. Now I go left. So we're just gonna go back and forth between right and left. Our hip bones stay squared in front of us and we're just rotating through that waistline, get into those obliques, still working into those back muscles. Shoulders are still burning up because we have not dropped our arms from shoulder level. Good. Really try to look at that back corner of the room when we rotate. Let's go for 4, 3, 2. Now last one. On that right side, we're just gonna do 5 pulls on that right side only for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now 5 pulls on that left side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the arms and shake it out. So good, you guys. We're staying there. Just cross the straps now. Short straps in hand. Now sitting up nice and tall, hold the straps. You're gonna tuck the pelvis, roll down into that C curve. That's why you want that hand distance apart right now. Distance from the edge of the reformer. Short straps in hand, stabilize in the core, hold that C curve. Arms come up, elbows stay as high as shoulders if you can. And now we're just gonna hit those biceps. So arms do not move. I'm just bending at that elbow joint. The higher I keep my arms, the more challenging it's going to be. Now I am still on that heavy and light spring, so this is pretty heavy, pretty challenging. I'm stabilizing in the core, so my core muscles are working just as hard as my biceps. Breathe through it. Inhale, exhale as you pull. Try not to drop those arms, stay up, feel those biceps fire up here for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hold that bicep curl, and now you're just gonna pulse those arms up and down. The carriage moves very slightly here. Elbows still stay up with the shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Arms come down, flexion over, touch your toes. This should feel really nice. And go ahead and put those straps back. Almost done here. Let's hit those abs again. I'm just gonna rotate, take a spring off. So I'm taking a heavy spring off. I'm just keeping my 1 medium spring. Still facing the back of my carriage here, back of my reformer. I'm gonna walk my hands up onto my shoulder, onto the reformer here. Watch your thumbs because the carriage is going to move, so you don't want to get them stuck here. Knees are right underneath our hips. Tuck the toes under here. Keep the carriage still as you come into a plank. Position yourself where you're comfortable into a nice plank, so you might need to walk your arms out just a little bit further. Feet stay about hip distance apart. From here, we're just gonna bend those knees, feel those abs fire up, and release. So as you bend those knees, keep a nice flat back and slowly bring that carriage home. Press through those arms. Feel those abs working hard here. So reverse knee crunch, but in a plank here. So pretty challenging. We won't be here long. Bend it in, feel those abs, and slowly release. Let's go for 3 more. 2, and 1. Now it's gonna get really challenging. Pike it up. Use those low abs to bring it into a pike and slowly back to plank. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come down to your knees and take a quick child pose. Woo. Let that heart rate come down. Definitely a cardio burst too. Okay, last thing here, I just want to hit those inner thighs. So come off your carriage slowly. I'm going to lower my foot bar down. And if you have a platform extender, great. If you do not, just step onto your wooden platform. We're still on that blue spring. So step on your platform first and then your carriage. Never step on your carriage first, especially on a light spring. From there, you want your legs a little further than hip distance apart. So kind of like a wide second, toes pointed out towards the sides of the room, hands on your hips. And you're just gonna press out as far as you can stabilize and then wrapping those inner thighs in towards each other, coming in with the heels. So think of your heels as if they have magnets as you're coming in, lifting up on that pelvic floor, squeezing that tampon, and then releasing as we press out. If you want a little bit more challenging, you can walk your foot even further closer towards your shoulder blocks. But you really just want to stay engaged, find that inner thigh connection here, find those hip abductors. That's where we want to be. And it's all about wrapping those inner thighs in up towards each other, lifting up on that pelvic floor as we come in. Whew. So you don't really have to be too wide to fill these. Let's go for 3. 2. Last one, bring it all the way in. Use those inner thighs to hold that carriage still. Carriage does not move here. We are just going to, hands to prayer, we're gonna plie down, all the way down. Don't arch that back. It's like you're in between 2 planes of glass. Press through those feet to bring you right back up. So make these slow. Don't let that carriage move. And press all the way up. My legs are shaking. If you're there with me, I hope so. Press through those heels. Let's go for 3, 2, last one. Get low in your squat, your plie, Lay low in your plie, hands up to the ceiling. Keep that carriage still, do not let it move, and pulse it out. Press to those heels for 5, 4, don't arch that butt, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come on up. Step on your platform first, and then come on down. Whew. So good, you guys. My heart is just like really racing right now. I think going through that motion and then also speaking to the camera is a lot. We're just gonna finish with a quick little stretch here. So I'm just gonna change my blue to 1 red. So 1 heavy spring. We're just gonna open up those hips. I'm gonna press my right foot up against the shoulder block, drop that right hip, feel those hip flexors, open up, proud chest here, and then extend through that left leg, that bottom leg, floor leg, keeping your toes down on the floor, feel those hamstrings open up, and then slowly come on in. Let's switch sides, same thing, left foot onto the shoulder block. I'm pressing out with my left leg first, opening up that hip. Feels so good to open up our hips here. My hips naturally get so tight. I think it's just the way I sleep. So these feel so good. And then press out with your right foot. Keep your toes onto the floor. Feel the back of that hamstring. Open up. And slowly come on up. And that's it. Okay guys, thank you so much. I try to make that quick and spicy because that's really all the time I can do with 2 little ones. I hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, please like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm really trying to get back to filming again for my old subscribers who remember the videos I used to push out. But I feel like I got bitten by the YouTube bug again, and I feel really motivated and inspired. So I'm hoping to get a few out a week. So thank you guys so much. I will see you next time. Bye.